Two people walk into a Ferrari dealership. One walks out with a brand new car the same day. The other walks out with nothing, even though he has more money. Same brand, same showroom, completely different worlds. Because Ferrari isn't a car company the way other car companies are, you don't buy a Ferrari. Ferrari decides whether you're allowed to buy one. And the higher you climb in the lineup, the less that decision belongs to you. So today I'm breaking down the 7 levels of Ferrari, from the entry point almost anyone can access to the cars that are handed out like invitations to a private club. Let's get into it. Level 1, the entry point, the Ferrari Roma. This is where new Ferrari ownership typically begins, and it's the car most people are quietly surprised exists. Starts around $250,000, a 3.9-liter twin-turbo V8, 612 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. On paper, that's supercar territory. In the Ferrari lineup, that is the bottom of the ladder. The Roma is a grand tourer. Long hood, soft lines, a cabin closer to a luxury sedan than a traditional Ferrari interior. It's designed for driving across countries, not hammering racetracks, which is exactly why Ferrari built it. This is where Ferrari expands the brand. The Roma exists to put the badge on more driveways, to reach buyers who would never consider a loud, mid-engine supercar. It is the least Ferrari a Ferrari can be, and that is a feature, not a flaw. Buy it used, and 2-year-old Romas trade closer to $200,000 as first owners move up the ladder. And that movement up the ladder is the entire point of this video. Level 2, the Ferrari Purosangue. Ferrari's first SUV, or crossover, or 4-door. Ferrari refuses to call it an SUV, which tells you everything about how carefully this car was positioned. Starts around $400,000 before options, and most buyers option it past $500,000. A 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, 715 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Ferrari spent decades publicly refusing to build an SUV. Every executive interview, every press event, the answer was the same. Ferrari does not build SUVs. Then Porsche sold 90,000 Cayennes a year. Lamborghini launched the Urus and doubled their production numbers overnight. Aston Martin built the DBX, and Ferrari quietly started engineering one. This is the first Ferrari designed to print SUV money without looking like an SUV brand. The Purosangue exists because the segment is too profitable to ignore. Here's the detail that matters. Ferrari capped Purosangue production at 20% of total company output. Every other luxury brand flooded the SUV segment. Ferrari built scarcity into the model from day one, which is why used Purosangues trade above sticker and will continue to for years. Level 3, the Ferrari 296. The mid-engine hybrid that replaced the F8 Tributo. Starts around $340,000. A 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 paired with an electric motor, producing a combined 818 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Top speed 205 miles per hour. Yes, a V6. Ferrari moving from V8 to V6 at this level was controversial. Enthusiasts wrote long articles about the death of the proper Ferrari engine. Then people drove the 296, and the complaints mostly stopped, because the V6 in this car revs harder, responds faster, and combined with the electric motor, out-accelerates the V8 it replaced. What most buyers only learn after driving one is this. The 296 is, by most objective performance measures, a better driving car than the 488 and the F8 that came before it. Faster around a track, quicker in a straight line, more composed through transitions. The only thing it gave up was the V8 soundtrack. For a certain buyer, that's a real loss. For the driver who actually uses the car on a road or a track, the 296 is a clean upgrade. From here, things get expensive very fast. Level 4, the Ferrari 12 Cilindri, the successor to the 812 Superfast. Starts around $430,000, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12, 819 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. No turbos, no hybrid assistance, no electric motors filling in the low end. This is Ferrari drawing a line in the sand and saying the V12 is not dead yet. But read it more carefully and the real story is different. This is not Ferrari building for the future. This is Ferrari monetizing the end of an era. The 12-cylindry exists because Ferrari knows exactly what is coming. Emissions regulations tighten every year. Hybrid mandates are already in effect across most major markets. You are not paying for performance. The 296 is faster in most measurements. You are paying for the last great naturally aspirated V12 Grand Tourer. Every 12-cylindry sold is effectively a collector's car with license plates. First owners are not losing money on these. They are holding assets. This is the car Ferrari builds for buyers who understand that certain things are disappearing and that owning the final generation of something historically significant is its own category of purchase. Level 5. The SF90 Stradale and the SF90XX Stradale. This is where access becomes controlled. The SF90 Stradale starts around $510,000. The SF90XX Stradale climbs to $900,000. A 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with 3 electric motors. Combined output of 986 horsepower for the standard car, over 1,000 horsepower for the XX. 0 to 60 in 2.0 seconds. The SF90 is named after the 90th anniversary of Scuderia Ferrari, which is Ferrari's Formula One team. That naming is deliberate. This was the first Ferrari road car to use the full hybrid powertrain architecture developed for Ferrari's Formula One program. You are, in the most literal sense, driving technology that competed in the last decade of F1 championships. At this level, the Ferrari buying process changes fundamentally. You do not walk into a dealership and order an SF90XX. You are invited to order one. Based on your purchase history, based on your dealer relationship, based on how many Ferraris you already own. You are no longer the customer, you are the candidate, and the brand is evaluating you as carefully as you once evaluated the car. Level 6. The Icona series. This is where loyalty becomes a requirement. The Icona series is Ferrari's ultra-limited production line, restricted to the brand's most committed collectors. The Monza SP1 and SP2. The Daytona SP3. The Monza SP1 is a single-seat barchetta with no roof, no windshield beyond a small wind deflector, and a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 producing 799 horsepower. 499 units built. Original price approximately $1.8 million. Current market value $3 to $4 million depending on specification. The Monza SP2 is the two-seat version of the same car, built in similar numbers, trading in the same range. The Daytona SP3 is the current peak of the Icona series, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 producing 829 horsepower, the most powerful naturally aspirated engine Ferrari has ever built for a road car. Production limited to 599 units. Original price, $2.3 million. Current market value, north of $4 million. These cars are not sold through dealer inquiries. They are offered directly to existing Ferrari clients who meet a specific threshold of prior ownership. If you have not already purchased multiple Ferraris through a single dealer over a period of years, the offer will not come. No amount of money changes this. Level 7. The final level. The Hypercar tier. This is where the system replaces the product. The Enzo, the LaFerrari, the LaFerrari Aperta, and whatever flagship hypercar Ferrari builds next. The LaFerrari, produced from 2013 to 2016. A 6.3-liter naturally aspirated V12 paired with a hybrid system. Combined output, 950 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. Top speed, 217 miles per hour. Production limited to 499 coupes. Original price, $1.4 million. Current market value, $3.5 to $5 million depending on specification and mileage. The LaFerrari Aperta is the open-top variant. 209 units built. Original price, $2.2 million. Current market value, $6 to $8 million. Buyers flew to Italy. They toured the factory. They met with executives. These cars do not get driven regularly. They live in climate-controlled storage. They appear at concours events and then return to storage to continue appreciating. At this level, the car itself is almost incidental. What you are receiving is confirmation from Ferrari that you have reached the top of a pyramid very few buyers will ever climb. The hypercar is the proof. The position is the product. Every automaker wants to build this model. Only Ferrari has actually achieved it, because only Ferrari has spent 70 years turning its customer list into the most exclusive club in the automotive world. So here is the honest verdict. The Roma is the entry point, and for most buyers, it's the only Ferrari they will ever own. That's not a criticism. It's how the brand is structured. Levels 2 through 4. Purosangue, 296, 12 cylindri. This is where the driving experience fully justifies the price, and where the cars remain obtainable through standard purchase channels. Above that, the process changes. Level 5 is where allocation begins. Level 6 is where loyalty becomes the cost of entry. Level 7 is where the cars exist as confirmation of everything you've already spent to get there. The mistake most people make is thinking Ferrari is a car brand. It isn't. It's an access economy with cars as the collateral. The car is no longer the reward. The allocation is. If this was useful, subscribe. I break down cars the way they actually work, not the way the brochure describes them. See you in the next one.